And I would like, first of all, of course, our program director, Mr. Spike Eskin. Spike, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
All right, and our marketing manager and really the boss of bosses is the great Dave Yagaroff. I have loved working with this man. David, say hi to everybody, please.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, and our marketing director, the lovable and lovely Miss Cindy Webster. Cindy, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
You're all here. Our program director is also here, Al. I'm sorry, our promotion director. I always get those mixed up. Our promotion director, Mr. Brian Cole, is here. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
There's no reason for you to be smiling right now. Don't smile. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very difficult decision to make because of our great affection for it. But WIP has decided to end WingBowl. WingBowl, after 26 years, Al, is being put to rest this morning on WIP. And Spike Eskin is here. We were all such a part of it, Al. You created it all these years ago. Spike, why don't you explain why this decision was made? We're all in agreement on this, but I would like you to tell everybody why we made this decision so I don't screw it up.
Sure. So when WingBowl started, Al, you were there.
Yes.
Angelo, you were there. Part of it was the lead up, or a large part of it was the lead up to the Super Bowl never involved the Eagles.
Yep.
We just wanted to get to the promised land. And through time, as we did not get to the promised land over and over and over and over again, WingBowl grew. Went from a hotel lobby to the electric factory to the Wells Fargo Center, to so big at the Wells Fargo Center that we had to have tickets because people were demanding to coming in. All the while, we're waiting for the Eagles to finally get to the promised land. So we arrive last year at a WingBowl once again before a Super Bowl for the second time, became a pep rally, and finally, we did it. And through the years, you guys were able to create the biggest, best radio promotion of all time, but with the singular goal of let's do this, make this huge until we finally win a championship. And last year just seemed like, to all of us, when we looked at each other, this was the goal. This is what we wanted. There was a parade down Broad Street, and the best way to go out, as unfortunately so few athletes have decided at the right time to actually leave, to not wear out their welcome, that this was the right time to go out. And if there was a time to stop doing this, after winning the Super Bowl was the time to stop doing it. And I think
Did you see why I let you do it? Yeah. Way better than I would have done, Spike. That was great. He looked at me weird, but I'm too emotional. I can't believe how emotional I feel about it being over.
Well,
It's all the reason we did it. It's like that Greek guy put the rock up the hill and went over the ledge.
This is a weird thing, because Al is the founder of it. It was Al's idea all those years ago. And Al came up with it for the reasons Spike just said. We had to do something. We weren't going to ever win the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl.
When it was over, when they won the Super Bowl, I was the last holdout because I couldn't. The attachment I hated the event most of the time. I always went, it's so much work, it's so hard to do, we're radio people. But then when it came to the moment that we were not going to do it, but the more you guys were right. It was like, you can't do better than winning the Super Bowl. What do you do after that?
Well, and
you can't.
The amazing thing that you guys did that I thought was so impressive every year, and it was to the it made it very difficult for everyone involved, but you did the right thing. Every year you were like, how do we top last year?
Yeah.
How do we make it better? What thing can we do with the eating competition? How do we get a better special guest? How do we make it better for all of the thousands and thousands of people who have listened to WingBowl, who have been at WingBowl? How do we make this better? And I think we all just looked at each other and came to a point where after last year, there's not really a way to make it better than we made it last year.
Well, how do we go? Let's say the Eagles don't go to the Super Bowl. Now you're depressed.
Well, I didn't even look at it that way.
And if they do go, we've already had that big
this.
Right.
And here's the thing. I want to give credit to this guy. I've never worked with somebody I admire more than David Yagaroff. Yeah. He is the boss's boss. If he says, no, you're doing it, we have to do it, right? And David, you challenged us. You wanted to make sure that we were all on board with it before the final decision. Yep. Give us your thoughts about the fact that maybe the greatest radio promotion ever is over. WingBowl is over.
You guys are the spirit of this, and you guys are the spirit of the Philadelphia sports fan. And how do you top what happened last year?
Couldn't do it.
Or this year.
Couldn't do it, Dave.
Right. So, look, I supported you to come through this process, and you were on all sides of it. And we had a lot of conversations and a little bit of frustration on all sides. But I think we've all come to the place that this is the absolute right thing to do for the fans of Philadelphia.
It certainly is. It is. So I want to play some for you, Al, because it's history now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be honoring that history on a website. But I want you to hear what is truly history, the final moments of the last WingBowl. Joe, play it. I'm sorry. I'll say so.
There goes your voice.
Yeah, no, it's not my voice.
How
right
do
now.
you? How do you?
I'm losing everything.
When you've already, the only reason we ever did this was the Eagles not going to the Super Bowl. So the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl.
You gave it up much sooner than I did. It was your idea. It was the greatest idea you ever had.
That's true.
Well, we're counting the next one out.
I got to tell you, I don't want to belabor it, but there are some memories we have to share.
Yes.
And Cindy, I want you to start. You're a marketing director. Cindy's so busy with the damn phone. Put the phone down for a second. So is that. Look at all the other phones. They're all doing it.
Okay.
Cindy, your favorite memory of all the 26 WingBowls, what was your best moment?
Bringing that World Series trophy there. Really?
Al, you believe that was 2000?
That was the loudest.
2009.
That was so
2009.
loud. That was unbelievable.
You guys
the
said
ovation.
to me, can you get that World Series trophy? And it was my mission, and it was there, and it was incredible.
The greatest ovation that ever happened in all of our WingBowls was that moment, correct?
I feel like...
And what was your second? Because I think you had a celebrity you were involved in, right?
I did. Escorting Snooki after she fell off the bull, the mechanical bull, and got booed like you could not believe.
Is that great? Al, what about you?
Well, it was the World Series, and then, believe it or not, and I know the guy, nobody likes him now, but when Chip Kelly came out,
I'll never forget
it
that.
was ridiculous.
Right? No, here's the thing. This is a real story, Kelly. Wow, we were afraid people would throw stuff at us. That was during a very raucous era of WingBowl.
Yeah.
So they literally put up barriers. And he had to walk through like two walls, and he was through the middle.
Blinders
and
on.
I had not ever talked to him. I had met him once, but I had not talked to him. And I went, Chip, how do you feel about this? And he looks around. We have it? Here's what he said. Al, that's pretty much all he said.
That's it, and that's all he had.
That's all he said. All right? But I got to tell you a couple of things that I remember about it. Remember we had the heroic wrestler Mick Foley?
Oh, yeah.
And he cheated?
Yeah.
And we had to throw him out of the event?
Yeah.
That was great. And my all-time favorite, because he's a movie star, and we got to know him through his he actually had a great movie called The Bronx Tale.
Oh, the T-shirt man.
Right? And then, well, no, Al, he's an A-list actor.
He brought T-shirts.
And he said, I want to come to the WingBowl. I've heard a lot about it. And his name is Chaz Palminteri. And he walked in. This guy, Al, has seen everything. He worked with De Niro.
Yeah.
And he looked around and he went, oh, my God. You got to be... You kidding me? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. There's 20,000 people here.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And the other one...
Mitch Williams' car burning up was cool.
Mitch Williams' car exploded in the lot when he came to one of our WingBowl.
Parked over Hibachi.
Al, the first WingBowl before the Super Bowl in 05. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was so crazy. We didn't have tickets then.
No.
It was so crazy outside. There were tens of thousands of fans that could not get in.
Yeah.
And the arena was filled to the rafters.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the other thing, and I got to give David credit. The money we gave to the police.
Oh, last year.
Was just, that was my happiest moment for WingBowl. To do that for the police department was just tremendous.
I want to thank Entercom for their generosity. We topped it, and I want to make this clear right now. It is our commitment here on this show, and I think in this radio station, that we will find new avenues to raise money for for the Great Survivors Fund of the Fraternal Order of Police. It is one of our favorite charities. We think it's an incredible thing, and we will find other ways to make good so that we continue to keep the money for that great cause. That's one thing. And I want to thank a whole bunch of other people. I want to thank all the eaters that have been involved in it all these years, the hundreds of thousands of fans that have attended our wing bowls, 26 out from the first year with 200 in the lobby of the Wyndham Franklin
Plaza.
Yeah.
And the poor chicken that came out every year.
Oh.
Right? The chicken that came out.
I had to watch that chicken many years.
And I want to thank all the great sponsors that have been a part of it. And I want to take particular note of Steven Singer, because every year when we needed a monster prize, a big one, Steven would say, well, how about we give him $20,000 in cash? And I would go, Steven, you're a jeweler. We're giving him cash? Oh, I'll give him a ring too. Very generous, always there for us. He took our wing bowl and made it even bigger with the prizes that we gave away.
Barb from
Barb, yeah.
Barb, and every year she was there for us.
They gave the car.
Right. All the people that have been part of it, the sponsors, I want to thank all them to it. Now here's what we're going to do, and Brian, maybe you can get our mic here for a second too. Brian Cole. Yes.
We can't forget PJs.
Oh my God, thank you. That's why you're here, Spike. Jim Friss and PJ Wheelerhands, and all the years they provided the great wing. You know how many times I didn't...
No, they had a fire and brought the wings. They had a fire in the kitchen.
I got to tell a quick story, Spike.
Yeah.
It's Wing Bowl 3 or 4. We're in Club Egypt, all right? It was the year before. It was before we used Jim Friss. Somebody was doing the rings. The first year, Al's neighbor was doing them.
Yeah, Jim Elfie, yep.
We started slow. But by the third or fourth year, somebody else was doing them. I won't name them. I don't remember them. And the wings were undercooked.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
And it was the final minutes of Wing Bowl. And it was a close match. And people were biting into the wings, and it was raw. And they started throwing the balls. I'm not lying. We're in the final minute of Wing Bowl, and we're ducking under the table, saying, he's 3 wings behind. Oh, he's moving quick. Up, here comes another one. I guess that wasn't cooked. Those were the early years of Wing Bowl.
Yeah.
And we'll never forget all that happened in it. We never will.
I grew up with Wing Bowl.
You did. You were a wingette.
I was a wingette.
She was a wingette.
I was a wingette in high school. The most.
Right.
In high school? Yeah. I mean, my dad works on the station. First Wing Bowl I went to, I was 12, and I watched my dad get body slammed by a wrestler.
Your
and it was
dad,
the coolest thing I thought I ever saw in my life.
Because
he got beat up by a girl.
Your
and I was
dad,
like, this is awesome.
Big Daddy Graham, would bring in the ceremonial live chicken every year.
Yeah.
And then after a few years, he started to come in wearing a thong.
Yeah, that was that's when.
Was that an awkward moment for you?
So let me stay corrected. 13 was my first Wing Bowl because at 12, my dad wanted me to see what he does because I had gotten so many calls and messages from my friends that my dad was in a thong. And you're 12 years old, and you're like, in school, why is my dad wearing a thong? And then why do me and my mom have to go return the thong to Kmart that he didn't use because he wanted the money back?
Yeah.
So,
and I'll be honest with you, Al, this is a true story. We lost one of those chickens.
I know.
One of the chickens.
I think it turned into Gritty.
He would.
Oh, maybe.
The chicken escaped and lived. We don't know how long. In the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
We never found a live chicken.
Yeah, no,
but I want you to understand how we want you to always embrace and remember Wing Bowl for all the great events. And Brian, if you could you tell us how people can follow all that's going to happen on our website for Wing Bowl?
So we've compiled audio, pictures, video from as far back as we can go, and thanks to Dave Helfrich for holding on to stuff for years and years and years. We're set at wingbowlforever.com. So that's where fans can go and they can post their memories, they can post pictures, they can see, lists of champions, everything that was Wing Bowl and what made Wing Bowl great will be listed at wingbowlforever.com.
So if you want to relive it with us, it'll always be there available for you. And we'll always think fondly of what the incredible thing is that we pulled off. and did it for 26
Yeah.
years. Al, you came up with the idea thanks to you.
Yeah.
Thanks to the management that supported it for all the years that you did.
It was
thanks to
huge.
the parent companies that went along with it during controversies and other things
There
that
were some
happened.
failures. The women
Right.
wrestling and the chicken wings didn't go over big.
Not everything went perfect. You guys were not here for that. Consider yourself fortunate.
The Spangled Banner on the trampoline was a disaster.
Wasn't great. A lot of things we tried that didn't work out perfectly, but in the end, we will embrace the event for all that it meant to us, our careers, and to WIP. It's a special, special thing that we are saying goodbye to today. WingBowl is over. WIP Sports Time 8:15.